Hi, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibbitz. It's Mary, and I am here today with two very special guests from the 90-day world that you guys may recognize. And we are here to talk about the Michael situation, the Angela and Michael situation. Thank you, Cynthia and Kelly, for joining me. Hey, guys, how are you?
Hey, I'm good.
Hey,
Doesn't Kelly look great, Cynthia? We were just talking
girl,
about this.
the beauty has come out. Now, don't look at my face, guys. I've had the chemo cream treatment, so I look like I got a bad case of adult acne. But I'm gonna say this: getting out of toxic environments and getting around people that actually love you and care about you makes your beauty come out.
Yes, it
I've
does.
never had hair like this. I've never. I don't know. People say you're aging backwards. I'm like, I haven't done no Botox. I haven't done fillers. I haven't gotten my hair cut. Like, I, I feel better now than I have in years. And I can imagine Kelly probably feels the same way.
Yeah, I felt uplifted, just a relief.
Uplifted.
Like a whole weight has been lifted off, right?
Hmm.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and just being in that 90-day scene, I mean, we're about to talk about it, but I'm sorry. There's so much drama and so much meanness and so much arrogance in this place that
Yep.
I
And look at
can't
me and
watch
Kelly.
it.
We're both nodding. We're
I
like,
can't.
yep.
I can't do it. And that affects you. It affects you deep down, whether you know it is or not.
I
Hmm.
mean, especially I say now with the later seasons, because the
Yeah.
the beginning seasons were so good.
They
Weren't they,
were
Cynthia?
amazing.
They were so good. I
Amazing.
mean, you're a Pillow Talk OG, okay? And you
Man,
were watching the stuff from the beginning. It was so great in the beginning.
I
Now it just
cried.
feels manufactured
Mhm.
bullshit, abusive, red flag relationships everywhere. I mean, I'm still watching the
Mhm.
seasons to do recaps, but I'm like,
Yeah,
are you fucking kidding me? Are you going to marry this person?
I
There
can't
are red
watch it.
flags slapping you right in the face. Do you want to be on TV
They
this
walk
bad?
in with red flags. They walk in with red flags, and they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I don't care if you got red. You know what? Let me stitch a little bit more on the fabric to make it more brighter." They don't care.
Well,
They don't
I
care.
think what it is, and I'm going to tell y'all a little secret, but I know for a fact, I ain't going to tell y'all how no, but I know for a fact that several of these relationships are manufactured for
Yes.
a fact.
Yes.
And I always had suspicion, but desperate times call for desperate measures. And I think, in all honesty, I think COVID really was the reason that 90 Day changed. 90
Yes.
Day
I agree.
Fiance was amazing. That's why I signed up, our my business partner, because I knew that she had met this guy. I was like, this show, I have fallen in love with this show. Like, I was watching it with Lauren Alexi, David and Annie, the OGs, the
Yes, the
people that were
OGs.
on there for love, like
And they're
real
still
love.
together
They're
to this
still
day.
together. Imagine why, because they were in it for the right reasons.
Right.
Um, but then when people realized, hey, that's money, that's instant fame, let me get on there. Oh, I can find somebody. And I know people that were actively trying to find somebody, right, Kelly? I mean, it's people,
Message,
you got to
message.
dig and you got to find and you got to work at finding somebody that'll actually go on the TV with you. And that's the truth. Not everybody wants to do it.
Right.
No,
No.
No,
no,
you didn't, did you, Kelly? Right at first,
no.
from what I
It took
remember.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah, it took them like at least 2 weeks to get me on there.
yeah, yeah. And then they
Good.
wanted your family, wouldn't leave
Yeah,
your
they
mom
did.
alone.
Yeah.
Um, and that was rough. And I remember saying, don't let your family go on there. Don't do it.
Yeah.
And I hated that, because back in the day I would have said, yeah, this is a great show. Kenny and Armando got married. I bawled like a baby at that.
And
And
I
they're
think they're
still together.
yes, I think they're one of the last couples from the later
I do too.
seasons that
Yes.
that is like a real love. You know what I
You're
mean?
right.
Because
That's when it changed. Right
that's
after
when it
that, it got
changed.
really bad. Really
And then
bad.
unfortunately we have the abusive couples like Angela and Michael We're going to talk about Ed, who is just, we need to cancel Ed already. You
You
know?
already know how I feel.
Yeah, exactly.
Except
And
Exactly.
you
I'm not
know
on
how
pillow
I
talk. What was it? What was it? The Battle of the Bulge or something? When you and Ed, y'all was the comment was
Man, they
made.
set
I'm
me up
like,
for that one, man. They
Oh my
set me
God. I
up.
was waiting for Kelly to body slam him, not for nothing. I wanted
But
you know
Kelly to
what?
body slam him in that hot tub.
A lot of people did, but you know what? That just shows his character. He's
Yes,
not
it
that
does.
person.
No,
He's not that guy. That's why I defended him so much because
that's why
I'm
we
like, this
all
ain't
did,
the
because we
man.
know who Kelly is.
We know
yeah,
he's not
they
that
they
person.
there was no way. I was just like, I'm not entertaining this bull crap. And I can see what y'all want out of this scene. It's not happening. No, I'm not gonna embarrass myself. I'm not gonna embarrass my
No,
family, none of that. No. And just walk away. But he know once the camera came on, he know the deal. He know daggone well if we was in the street walking around by ourselves, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Of course not.
you're right.
Hell,
You're
We
hell's
all know
right.
no.
that. We all know
Hell's
that.
no. But unfortunately, when it comes to Angela, what we see on screen and what happens off screen is pretty much the same, if not
But
worse,
but
10
how do
times
people not know
worse.
that? That's my thing. How do you not know that? I'm gonna be honest. I don't watch 90 Day Fiance. I don't watch it anymore. And the
Neither
main
does Kelly,
reason
right? Kelly's like, neither
I
do
can't do
I.
it. I can't do it. And there's many reasons I don't. But the main reason is because I can't handle the ugliness. I can't handle the meanness and the fakeness. And if Angela's on, it would be a huge no. I don't have anything to do with her. I've never liked her. I never liked her when I was on Pillow Talk. I just wasn't allowed to say that because on Pillow Talk they want you to always be good to the cast. And I understand that, but I'm sorry. I don't
That's
excuse
so you're
bad
so
behavior.
so right on that one. That
I
they
don't.
don't let you they don't allow you to
Nope.
call it out the way it really is. But
No. And
yeah, I
so there
mean,
was I could tell you an incident with I think it was with Danielle and Yo. Oh no, it was Natalie. I have a problem with Natalie too. But Natalie,
I think we all do.
oh my gosh. And so we were calling her Natalie, which they didn't like. We weren't allowed to do that
Oh, we
anymore.
all call her
But
Natalie.
I know. And I'm like, we got to call it what it is. I mean,
Right.
and so one time they said, can you say something nice? And I sat there and I just stayed quiet. And, my partner said something. And then the next thing you know, they said, Cynthia, you want to make a comment? And I said, well, my Nana always said, if you don't have something nice to say, you don't say anything at all. And that's what I said, because I'm a real person. I'm going to tell you if you're acting a fool, if I don't like what you're doing, because then otherwise we're all just go, yay.
Exactly.
Woo-hoo.
Being yes people. Yes people.
Yes.
look, 90 day world is in shambles. I don't know. Every day is something new. I learned so much reading off of the bloggers. I'm like, people claiming GoFundMe, people claiming they got freaking cancer. This now
Oh,
this,
Colon
I'm like,
cancer.
come on. I'm like, come
don't
on
even
now.
get me started. As a blogger, I'm exhausted. Okay. It's like, what the fuck is happening?
Well, the
It's
world, we
like
don't
every
know the
day
world's
something
going
new.
nuts.
Who screened these people? How did
They're
they go
not.
through?
They're not. I don't think they do. I think the crazier you are, the better. And the other thing is, I mean, maybe a drug test? Oh no. Like,
Yeah, right?
you know,
Mm.
we, except for because I am a Delta 8 girl. Come on, CBD gonna show on up. I am not against Mary Jane. But if they could test for some hardcore stuff, because there has been a few folks, and even
Yep.
some probably now,
I
that
agree. I
including
agree.
the one we're talking about, need to be looked at. Like,
I mean, yes, I totally agree. Now, Kelly, you've had firsthand experience with Angela. You filmed Last Resort with her.
Yeah.
yes, do
What you
tell.
see, what you see is what you get. When Angela parties, she parties hard. If you want to party, you party hard, but you got to be prepared for the repercussions. There was moment at the filming that it made it to certain bloggers and certain magazines that were true. with the hotel and scenes that happen, and it was a lot. It was a lot, and I'm not
She
used to
was
that
kicked out
behavior,
of the
so I was just
resort and
like,
sent to a Holiday Inn.
Yeah, but Kelly
listen.
knows about that. Why? Why was she kicked out? Because she was being super loud
And the funny thing is, they were
with her
they
friend.
yeah, our former friend, they were being loud, and Angela took the rap. But the funny thing is, Angela was mad at that person too.
No.
Yeah, so I was kind of confused when they were all buddy buddy on the show. I'm like, wait a minute. Listen, I'm telling y'all, every time there was no cameras, you saw the normal side of people. And I'm the newbie and I'm walking around. And when the cameras came on, lights, camera, action, it was like different roles for everybody. And I was walking around like, what? Who are these people? I'm confused.
They're actors. They're
Kelly's like,
actors.
Yeah.
what fucking weird hole did I fall into? Like, what weird reality? What the hell? Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And
But
that's
like I said, I'll give everybody credit. They're hustlers. They do what they got to do
mhm.
to get what they got to get. I give them that.
Yeah.
But with Angela, what you see is what you get. She's not. It's there, off and on camera. It's there fully. And
Wow.
she'll tell you how it is. She tell you this. She will try to have a good time, but it should just like how it is. That's just her. What you see on TV is what it is.
I think the hardest part for me, and this is when I really, it was a trigger for me. I'm gonna be honest. When I watched the scene with Liz and Angela, and I think you were there, so I'm just curious. I want to know what your opinion was. But when Angela got in Liz's face, and literally Liz, when she turned her head, as that, God, I know that breath. I can't even imagine. But I don't want nobody in my space anyway. But when somebody's like this, I couldn't handle that. And when I realized, that I've had that before in my past, and I remember her look on her face. She was so empty. Her eyes were completely blank, and
That's
I
that's
started crying.
that was her majority of the trip. I will give that. Liz was like, she tried and she was just going through it. But I missed that whole incident because I was having my own incident while we were walking away. They never showed that. So it was just like a lot going on. I learned later on that transpired, and I was like, what? How did that happen? But
Yeah,
anytime it's a camera, people going to do what they got to do.
Of course,
I
they got
mean,
to play their roles.
they got to
Just
play it.
like it looks like Angela was doing yesterday when she first reported Michael was missing. She reported that Michael allegedly walked out of her house on Friday afternoon while she went to go get lunch. And when she got back, he was gone. And she was hysterical yesterday. Okay. I just want to play a little clip
Oh,
of how
please.
hysterical she was. Okay. I
I
mean,
heard a
you,
little bit on my
okay,
own.
I'm gonna do this. Yes, I mean this is great.
Needs to be an Emmy given.
Okay, so we have Angela yesterday. Let me just make sure this is all my technical things. Okay, so Angela hysterical yesterday, screaming on another channel.
With your friend. With your friend.
And everybody in this town, I'm gonna tell you, they say, Angela, he's fucking walked off because he's waiting a third month to stay here. I don't want to believe that. But it's looking like he's planned this the whole fucking time. And I beg God to show me different. Do you understand? This is not funny. This is real shit. I am not Chantel. I am not Danielle. I am not Molly. You got the wrong goddamn American. I'm telling you that. I'm not gonna let you fucking come here if you didn't love me. I brought you Johnny true love. And if you are really setting this shit up, I want you to go home.
So now
Sorry.
Okay, we're going to pause that for a second and we're going to digest
Thank you.
that.
I just
Okay.
need a moment.
Yes, we all need a moment to
The
digest this. Okay.
victim, the victim mentality. Love it.
So now this account on Instagram, which is like a Michael Angela fan page account, posted this yesterday. Okay. I believe by now some of you must have seen this. Michael is not missing and has already communicated with the Hazelhurst Police Department, and the bolo was taken down. Michael arrived in the US a little over 2 months ago, and ever since, it's hell on earth for him. Angela seized his passport, tore it, and smashed his phone, making it impossible to communicate with everyone, not even his own family. She took Michael to the bank, created an account, and then seized his debit card to the account, giving Michael no access to his own money. The family was super worried for him that they sent out the cops for a welfare check, which Angela mentioned. Okay.
Yeah.
The cops got there, and Michael, out of fear for his life, admitted to them that he was all right. Angela proceeded to beat the living shit out of Michael and questioned him about the police, and he told her that he didn't know who sent them out. She proceeded to place him on house arrest, making sure he didn't see the light of day.
Damn.
On the 23rd of February, Angela got out of the house as usual to buy her cigarettes, forgetting to lock the door. Michael saw an escape route and took off. Angela was seen live on YouTube playing the victim card. She should get ready because Michael is coming out strong to tell the whole world everything that has happened to him.
Woo-hoo!
Now, we
Bring
need to
it.
digest this for a second, okay? Now, first, Angela's screaming and crying.
All right. I felt like in the beginning when I was listening to it, I felt bad because I initially thought something happened to this guy.
I did too.
Me too.
He just
Yes.
got into America. He has how long he's been here? Not long.
January. Yeah. First of the
He
year.
got here right before Christmas. Yes. So it's like 2 months.
Like a month and two weeks. Like he
Yeah.
hasn't
Right.
been here long.
No.
So
And
my
you
first
guys
reaction
are
to what she was
familiar
saying,
with Hazelhurst, Georgia.
Yeah.
that was gonna be another thing. Like it's out in West Bum or whatever. You don't know anybody. All types of stuff was running through my head. And when I heard that they called the cops, I'm like, okay, now this is serious. You're not just gonna call the cops and have them come and report. People don't understand when you make these calls, it's a lot. People, especially this type of call, it's serious. Nobody's gonna lollygag and bull crap when it comes to this type of stuff. First of all, it may come over as domestic because you got a welfare check. You got to make sure both parties are okay. You walk away and not do your job, you get in trouble. Somebody might get hurt. These are factors that you got to take in. Second of all, now you got a grown man disappearing that's not from there. It's hard for them to locate the whole situation because I took several missing reports. I did several missing cases. When you get to the residence, you got to check, you got to look, you investigate, you got to figure out. But his situation is pretty hard because he just got into the country.
Right.
There's no fallback. There's nowhere. Oh, where he was first at. Where did he normally hang out at? Who did he normally hang out? With this step, you gotta check his social media. You gotta see who he contact, who he call. You don't know these things. These guys don't. It's crazy. So it's a lot that factors in when it comes to doing these reports, and that's why. I mean, I was getting a little flack from people. I don't care. I'm gonna call you out for what it is. You wasted resources.
Yeah.
Somebody that's really, really in need could have used that.
Yes.
Don't waste stuff like that. And then you get people now. You want to get people that's showing up to these situations, the officers, and it's not going to take it seriously because you making phone calls on false stuff.
Yeah.
She said what? The cops was called it 4 times. So in that day, that location in their system shows that it's a chronic situation.
That's why I questioned. Yeah. See, honestly, I was questioning whether or not Angela called the police, whether this was all just grandstanding. Because Kelly, it isn't. And now we know that it's illegal to make a false 911 call. But is it illegal to sit there and say, well, I called the police and they said this, this, and this when you didn't do that?
Yeah, each situation is different, but
Right,
yeah, you
because
can get in trouble for that. And
yeah,
it
I
goes
was
on that
thinking,
officer if he's really pissed off and he wants to,
Yeah.
because you can't play like that. Stuff like that you cannot play. You know, you want them to show up and serve the way you want them to serve the situation.
right.
You're not going to play games and come on, don't do that. You don't.
Okay.
But I was very, very, very concerned with his
I was
whereabouts. I was
too.
like, what is going on?
I'm gonna be honest. I've been watching true crime when I
Yes.
sew.
Yes,
I am
yes.
in love
And those
with
true crime shows gets you, yes.
Annie Elise on YouTube. This woman, she tells stories amazingly. So I feel myself to be somewhat detective these days. Like you've watched listened to about maybe 30 of these things. First of all, you start to question yourself and you're like, okay, real fascination for true crime. What is this saying? So then I stopped watching it because I got scared because I'm like, Lord, I'm not going to kill nobody. I'm just curious. But I then went back to it and I realized that I've learned a lot because every single story is almost the same in that obviously different things have happened and, sickness here and sickness there. But the one thing you always know, typically it's somebody that knew them, okay, knows where they're at, because people don't just go missing unless they want to be missing. And this man is not going to leave his passport, his cell phone, and his wallet
with just the clothes on his back.
He's not
and 40
going
bucks in his
that.
pocket.
Not in Hazelhurst, Georgia.
Thank you.
That's my family's from there. So I'm just saying, like, it used to be a very rough part of town, but I don't know that anymore. So if you live there, I'm not gonna say nothing. But it's deep south, and it's not like there would just be a ton of people and businesses he could walk into, where she lives. So my thought process at first, and I'm sorry, Father, forgive me for judging or thinking this way, but I thought maybe she clocked him over his head with something and it knocked his ass out and it went too far and he died on accident and then she tried to hide him or something. I mean, this
Cynthia was thinking all sorts of true crime shit.
I was in there. I was doing the investigation. So, because I said he's either dead, he knew somebody to come get him, or we got a serious problem. Somebody came in and got him.
You know what? That part, what you just said, somebody, man, when I was in Georgia, you know how I used to complain about where to go.
You're worried about here. This ain't nothing.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. In that area where I was at in Smyrna, I'm like, and there's a little bit more people there. Where he had his worse. So I'm like, where did he walk to?
Right? Like the next house is 3 hours over or some shit.
Where did he go? So he it had to be all set up. I'm sorry, but they shouldn't have did all that. And look, if you got problems, just handle it on yourself. But involving all agencies and all types and putting it out there where people like get worried and frantic like that, that's not cool. That's not cool.
But what about this, Kelly? Let's go this angle, and I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. What if he bought a burner phone at one point when he got here? Somehow, some way.
Time out. All right. So, just like how you said, I'm gonna do David's advocate. Everybody says she's controlling. She's holding it. She don't allow him to do it. Everything. He just get. And where did he come with the burner phone from Africa? Where did he purchase his phone from?
Maybe the airport. Maybe he did it at the airport, worried about whether she would give him a cell phone.
Because I can't see Angela allowing him to come here with two phones. She already complained about one.
Yes.
But two? Come on. One season was all about their social media. How was he able to get two phones without anybody knowing this? I mean, I'm giving Angela a lot of credit. She's on it. Angela's on it.
No, listen, I can tell you how he got it. Because those couple of nights at the Walmart when they were posting up in the Walmart doing
Oh yeah, I
dances
saw
and
that one.
stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you. At 2:00 in the morning. It's
Yes.
very
When she's taking a
possible.
picture, she had to be taking a picture with somebody for him to dash off because she's going to have him on lock.
But maybe she was distracted by paparazzi and talking to people when he bought a burner phone.
We never
Okay,
know.
Kelly. Okay, so basically, what Kelly's stance is all of this was a trick. It was basically something to get the PR, to get people talking, and they've wasted everybody's time. And I can agree with you on that to a degree, but I still believe she locked him in that house. I believe that she has
Yes.
been violent with him. I believe that he is abused. I'm sorry, free
Definitely.
Michael.
He
Free
is
Michael.
abused. He
Free
is
Michael.
abused.
Look,
Free Michael.
you got to
Free Michael.
He worked hard for that visa. He worked hard. He
He
put his
Yes.
worked
years and time
hard.
in.
Yes. We need to
Man
give him
put
the
it
visa
in.
already. We need to give it
That's
to him already.
He worked hard. I gotta give him that.
he needs that
But what
green
the
card.
hell?
They just
He
give it.
thought it was going to change up. He thought it was going to change here. You should have known it was going to be 10 times worse. It's her territory. It's her way.
Yes.
What part did you not understand? Where you at? You ain't get that in the blue. You ain't read that in that chapter. They ain't pass it out over there.
I mean,
Come on.
even you, Kelly, even you know, but when you came to Georgia,
Talk
you
about it.
didn't move in. You didn't live
Nope.
with the person.
Nope.
You
Nope.
You said, you know what, I'm gonna play this smart. I'm gonna get an apartment, make sure that this person is who I think they are.
Yes.
Because clearly I haven't lived with them, which was the smart thing to do. And that's how I feel. Even and people can say, oh, they've been together for 8 years. Well, yeah, but they haven't lived together.
Thank you. Thank
There's
you.
a
Yes.
huge
Thank you.
difference.
I got people coming at me
Huge.
saying, "Oh, I'm so ashamed of you thinking that way." You know, people go, "Why are you comparing? That's apples and oranges. You're comparing a situation, and you're putting your trauma with this that has nothing. It's not the same. My man was in Africa. We watched these people for years. It was so
Years.
bad.
We
We
even
did couples
saw
therapy
her go
on a
over there
tablet.
and destroy his car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So what made him
Destroy
think
the
that it was?
car. She beat him up over there.
All the time.
What make you think it was not going to happen?
But Kelly, he married her. So
Exactly. Oh well. Oh well. He put that work in, right? He put that work in.
He put
But
the
my
work
thing
in.
is,
There is no
he
doubt.
got what did he not expect once he got over here? If she was bad over there in his area, what you
His
thought she was
turf.
going to be peace? Come on. And I kind of blame her too, because she kept calling it out and kept calling it out. He's using her. But you kept going back for the abuse too. That's another form of abuse. You kept going back.
Well, I'm going to say this, and this is from somebody that, you know, my first husband was a narcissist, alcoholic, and abusive, and he didn't allow me around people. And it was just this crazy situation. I was married to him for 10 years. Well, and this is where I'm bringing this up, is because when you have been in a pattern of abuse, okay, like that, they say it's like a frog boiling in water, or slow boil, like you put it in the cold and then you turn the heat up slower and slower, and the frog doesn't know to jump out because it doesn't know that it's dying, or that it's going to die from the hot water, because it's becoming conditioned. And so what I'm thinking could possibly have happened is she made him a bunch of promises. He believed it. He wanted to come to America. He wanted to. I think he did love her. I do believe that in my heart of hearts. I could tell from the back when they first got together. And I think, and I was always team Michael, because I believed that Michael, and men get in these situations. They don't realize that what's happening to them it shouldn't be happening to them. And maybe,
True.
Exactly. Yes.
Maybe
You're right.
one other
Exactly.
thing, maybe because, and I know this, because he was under contract with TLC, they don't just let you out of those contracts. You have to do something to either get out of them, make them not want you in them, or you can be sued. And maybe in Michael's defense, he was really hoping beyond hope that maybe all of this would work out. He would finally get his green card, be able to, help his family and help, do whatever. And he was probably scared to get out. I mean, he had to run away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
but Cynthia, everybody's saying he's scared. He's scared. My man was in Africa for how many years? All you have to do is hang up and don't pick up. It's not like they live around the corner from each other. It's not like they live state to state. They're in another country. You got
you're right.
Ticket.
Okay.
Come on.
My perspective on all this.
There's just an orb above at Kelly's head. He's got a friend in there. I just saw him.
Wow. Michael did love Angela in the beginning.
He did. Okay? I think he did.
He did love her in the beginning. Mm-hmm. And I believe that he didn't realize what she was doing is abuse.
Okay? I don't think he did either.
I don't think he did. And I think
he's a Nigerian man.
But Kelly, Nigerian men
are go outside.
American woman.
You don't got friends?
This type of American woman.
Yeah. She's very,
he
very
probably
strong.
Thinks we're all like that. And if I want to come to America, I'm going to have to deal with this because Americans are loud, they're outspoken, the women can't be tamed. And if I want to get here, I'm going to deal with this. I love her. She, she's not that bad. We have great conversation. She has nice boobs. Whatever the case may be. Okay. Yeah. I like her boobies, whatever the case may be. Then after a while, it's like
he knew.
Whoa. And then he's talking to people also, which we're going to see in a second. I'm going to share some voice messages that were shared with me by a friend of Michael's. Okay. And once he started talking to other people, he realized, wait a second, this shit's abusive. Mm-hmm. This shit isn't right.
That's what happened to me. I didn't know. I had no idea because that was normal for my life. But you don't know sometimes. Maybe he grew up in a rough area and that was normal.
And obviously he had a plan B because he did have a burner phone. He took pictures of his passport before Angela ripped out the pages. He took pictures of his passport because he
taught him
knew.
That. He learned that in chapter 3 in the seminar that they all go to. They taught him that.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Because he knew that Angela was holding his paperwork over his head. Well, because she had all the power.
I hope he didn't keister that phone. Do you think he keistered that burner phone from Africa here?
I don't know.
If he bought it here, even if he bought it here, he would still have to from Africa. He would still have to get the chip to get on our network because a lot of people from Europe and over there, you gotta get the chip. So that's why I thought about it already. That's what I'm saying. How did he get this burner phone?
Oh no.
Kelly's like, I want to know how the fuck did he get the burner phone? Well, thank goodness he had it, okay? Because he wouldn't have been able to get out of the situation he was in.
No, he really might be missing.
Angela was sobbing yesterday, okay? Sobbing, oh my God, where is he? What's happening?
I felt bad for her. I really did.
Okay.
I really did.
Now, wait until you hear this. Now, these are messages that Angela left for a family friend of Michael's, okay? A real close friend of Michael's. And I'm just going to let you guys hear part 1.
Mm-hmm.
And you let me know what you think.
Sue me, bitch. Let's see if your criminal law gave you some money. Waiting on it. We got so much shit on you from Paradise Men, baby. Sue me. Sue me. Sue me. First you need to fix your trailer up. Then you can sue. Listen, you know where Michael is and you set this up and you're all over. Listen, sue TLC because you're all over TLC. We filmed you about you, bitch. So sue them too, bitch. Like, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but I'm going to take this right here, Homestead, and let them see how you just talked to an American that didn't need a visa to get here. So threaten me again.
Damn.
Threaten me again. Threaten me again. Hold on. I'm going to let you talk to the police right here and tell him, let him just tell you what you just did.
tell he's like the
But you better
police
mind the
again.
law for real instead of these laws, because they're gonna tell you what you just did. I'm right now gonna sign a warrant how you just
She all about, she bugged the crap out of police.
Yahoo boy. You mess with the wrong Americans, what you done. Putting your nose in my fucking business.
Oh God.
Michael is, we'll see you soon. Because I got money. Money talks, bullshit walks, and your bullshit walks, baby. Remember that. Remember that. I'm gonna let the police call you. I'm almost there. Stay right there, okay? You threatened me, so you just threatened America. You just threatened me and said, hey, almost here. Hold on. I'm looking for Michael to send him home. Marriage squad. Google that, bitch. Michael don't have no money. Michael's never had no money. Michael didn't have money when I met him. Won't you FaceTime me, bitch? You're so easy to find here in America. This ain't Nigeria, babe. We'll see you guys soon. Home security. And you're going back with him for upholding him. Kiss your wife bye, or her daughter that you're probably messing with, because we seen the picture. Yeah, we seen the picture of the girl with the blonde hair. Yeah, we seen it all, bitch. We seen it all.
Damn.
You know, never crying across American like me, motherfucker. But you will. You were told to leave my fucking husband alone, but did you? No, you didn't. But guess what? You will now. Keyword.
Okay,
She's
so that's only
threatening.
part
That's
one.
scary.
That's only part one, and I'm just gonna
Oh,
get
there's
right
more?
into it.
What?
Oh yeah, this is part two. I had to
She
divide
can
the.
get in trouble for this, can't she? This is threats, big time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And now here's part two.
Threatening his daughter?
Keyword. Michael said he's depressed. Seriously? That just showed how dumb you are telling me he's there with you, which we already knew that. You ain't seen crazy, baby. I'm a smart bitch. See, crazy gets you in trouble. I'm a smart motherfucker, honey. Don't get scared now, because I'm coming for you for the people. Got it? I'm coming for you legally. Got it?
I cannot.
You run your mouth to my husband because you know he's slow. You run your mouth a little bit too much, putting your nose in my business. You see? Don't worry, you're going to be famous. You're going to be famous. I'm not searching for Michael, honey. The home study is. You know what that means? And they're going to come get you too, because I'm going to prove that you used that poor cancer woman. And if anybody's been treated like a slave, she knew she was older than you did love her. She knew that. She was using you. It's called wanting a visa. And he thought he was going to get the visa and haul ass. But unfortunately, I know too many Congress.
Taking 8 years.
You don't
Kind of
know
slow, I guess.
But you will. Besides, Michael, I've been wanting to take you down, honey. Good luck.
She no congressman?
You know what my IQ is? You want to know what my IQ is? It's bigger than yours. It's a 157, bitch.
Let's let that marinate for a second.
What?
She knows congressmen.
She
Michael
was
is
hurt.
slow.
She was hurt.
Okay. Michael is slow.
That's
Yeah.
If
awful.
it wasn't for you opening his eyes.
I heard that part, yeah.
Look, I mean, look at the way she talks about her husband. I mean, it's like, ugh. And
She's hurt.
you
She's
keep
hurt
fucking
and
with this
embarrassed.
American. Don't fuck with this American. And I really, truly believe that Michael thought all American women were like Angela.
I think he did too.
Loud, rambunctious, just like,
Or I'm kind of loud, so
you know what I mean? But
yeah.
not to the extreme that Angela is.
Yeah.
He
I
was
mean,
hurt and embarrassed. That was a hurt,
Oh,
embarrassed,
definitely
crazy
hurt and
moment.
embarrassed. Oh,
that was
definitely.
crazy. Like, I don't even. I guess
But
I
this
just.
proves she knew exactly what was going on. And like Kelly said, she wasted
Yeah.
resources, missing persons. I don't know where my husband is.
For attention. But do you think Michael is in on it is the question?
I don't think he's innocent.
And
I don't think he's
that's
innocent as
where I'm
everybody.
having the problem. That's where I'm having the problem.
Yeah, I don't
Because
think he's
now
I
I'm
innocent
mean,
as
like,
nobody
everybody
deserves to be abused.
proclaimed to.
And allegedly,
I don't
Angela
think he's
beat the shit
innocent.
out of him.
Where
Nobody deserves
my
that.
thing is,
mm-mm.
I mean, no, I'm not saying
He's not
the
condoning
abuse. It's
abuse.
wrong.
No,
This is wrong.
right.
Mhm.
It's wrong all around. But
Yeah.
I think he played a part into doing what he would. His benefits are out of the situation
I think you're
because,
right
like I
about
said,
that. I
you
do.
got to burn a
I
phone. You got to burn a phone. You got somebody pick you up. This was time. This was calculated.
Yeah. He knew what he was going to do. He planned it. But at the same
She
time,
said it. She
I
said it.
believe I believe that he was escaping from her though. I do. I don't believe, and when she talked about Michael being depressed, he probably was.
I mean,
Hell,
I
you
believe.
got depressed. Kelly got depressed because we had all this trees and like he didn't know his way
It's a
around.
feeling where you go from being in your comfort zone and then you're in an unknown area. You don't know anybody, nobody to
Yep.
talk to. You don't have a routine, you know. And then when your significant other is just keeping you to yourself and not have you mingle or show you
Under
things,
practically
they
house
only have you when
arrest.
it's
Yeah.
benefiting them. It plays a
Yeah.
factor.
Yeah.
I mean, Kelly, I tried to get together with Kelly when so many times. I mean, he was with, in my life for what, almost a year and a half before we ever really even talked. Like,
Yeah,
I knew him, but I mean, he would come up to the store and bring lunch a lot, like during the weekdays, and he'd show up, and sometimes he'd stay and help unload boxes and do stuff.
yeah. Because
And
you know what, I give you the credit. I learned a lot from that store. I know the
you
typical
did.
size, the J, double J, triple J. You
There
know,
we
it's not
go.
D,
Yes. Kelly learned
double
all
D.
that.
He did.
I learned a
He
lot.
did.
And putting the stickers on the thing because everybody think I
Yes.
didn't do anything, but it
On
is
the
what it
right
is.
tag.
Yes, the right
It's a
tags. Yeah,
nightmare. Yeah. Yeah, that was funny.
I learned.
But he did go. I remember the first time he came and I met him and he came through the door with raised donuts. And I
Yeah,
remember he got lost. And
I did.
we were
I
worried
did.
because it had taken him over an hour to get to us, which was only like 20 minutes from where he was. And
I
so
did.
we didn't know where you were. Like Kelly was lost. He was lost.
And I
So
remember me coming back stories of like, look, I seen this building and that building, and I was just so excited because I didn't know where I was at.
Kelly
I had
didn't
no
know
clue.
where the hell he was at.
because it's suburbia. It's a lot of trees, and then there's a
Mm-hmm.
couple of buildings, and then there's a lot of trees. So yeah.
And Hazelhurst is apparently 10 times worse than where you guys are,
Mm-hmm.
where
It's
Kelly
South
was.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's different.
Yeah.
I mean, and the people are different down there. I mean, my some of my relatives are still down there, and and it's not stereotyping, but like different parts, like now everybody's kind of mixed and we all have hardly any of us have dialects anymore. I don't think it's hard to tell where people come from, but like my Southern people always accuse me of not, of a fake Southern accent because sometimes it wasn't there. But if I'm getting to cut up and I'm talking and I'm really comfortable with my surroundings and people that are also Southern, it really comes out. And that's why people would notice that. But, Kelly will always sound like he's from Brooklyn. My father, who's been here for over 50 years, who was born and raised in Brooklyn, still sounds like he's from Brooklyn.
Yeah, he do.
So,
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
You can't get rid of a New York accent.
You
That's one
can't.
thing.
You cannot.
So where's Michael now?
He's safe, but I'm not quite sure where. That's all we know. He's safe somewhere. I'm not quite sure of his exact location, but he's
Isn't she
safe.
responsible for him?
Yes.
Technically, yes, because he
Yes.
hasn't received his green card yet.
Yes, she is. And here's the other thing that I didn't like. Michael's never had money. Michael's never had a bank account. Well, why? This is a grown man. I'm sorry, Angela, but he worked his ass off just like you say you did. And I highly doubt he got very much money. Because if I remember how this works, the main talent gets the money. And then if they choose to give some of that money to their significant other, they can, but they don't have to.
Because he don't have working papers.
Exactly.
Exactly.
They can't pay him.
Mm-hmm.
So Angela has always been charge of the money, just like any of the other 90-day people, because they can't have it. But I don't think all of them withhold money and use it to pull a power card.
You think she gave him some of the money?
No,
I don't believe
not at
she's
all.
giving him any money.
She was holding the money over his head
this whole time.
Yeah.
But she said it in her own words, Kelly. He's never had any money. He's never even had a bank account. But okay. And I remember a couple of times when they were fighting, he would bet, you said you'd send me $400. I can't remember what the thing was. It came up and he was demanding. He's like, then send me $400. And she's like, I'm not giving you any money. And she was screaming at him. And people actually got mad at Michael because he's demanding $400 from her. But if he's never had a bank account and he's never had any money and he's a grown ass man, then unfortunately he's had to beg for that money.
Yeah.
And do what he has to do. And I don't blame him for that. I don't.
That's how she's controlling him. With money.
Yes.
With a promise of a visa. To come to America.
Yep.
And allegedly there was a incident between them in Los Angeles on January 18th in a hotel room that I believe might have caused Michael to the tide finally turn. And he's like, no, I got to get myself out of the situation before she kills me.
What happened?
Yeah, what happened?
They got into a big fight in a hotel room. And
her in hotels.
Yes, right? Her in hotels.
I just can't.
Oh, remember the New York one?
Yeah. You should have gone down there, Kelly.
I couldn't believe she did that.
Yeah,
I can't believe they didn't throw her ass in jail.
They was probably feeling bad for her.
Probably.
Yeah. But damn.
Yeah, I think there was a big incident that caused the tide to change, and he was actually fearing for his life.
Why?
So allegedly you're saying that there was a fight.
Yes, a big fight. And allegedly she tasered him a couple of times, and cops were called. Allegedly.
Oh, no.
And then the cops separated them, made them sleep in separate rooms. She canceled Michael's room. Allegedly. This is what I heard. And Michael had to sleep in the lobby. But then they made up eventually. And she flew back.
No. I'd have got my whole family, put money together to get me out. I'd have called everybody. Everybody in my phone book.
Been the fuck out of here.
Every contact.
I would have went through my whole contacts. So so allegedly there was this big thing in LA that involved a taser and Michael and Angela. And
she tased this man.
Now that's abuse. That's abuse.
Yes.
Abuse.
And we know Angela doesn't have a good time with hotel rooms. Allegedly. This is not the first time she kicked somebody out of a hotel room and made them sleep in the lobby. So I could see all of this happening.
Allegedly.
That track record is not looking good.
And we see the pattern of abuse on TV. We seen her beat up her best friend in New York. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Her outside screaming, barefoot. I think the
Yeah, that's
cops
another
wanted
thing.
to
She
taser
Maybe.
her.
friends. What happened to all the how many friends she went through already?
I think she's on like her third one.
No comment.
Right. But Kelly,
Damn.
I think that night the cops wanted to
No,
taser her
I'm
because
gonna
they
say
didn't know what the fuck to do with her. She's outside screaming,
I'm
barefoot
shocked
and
none of
shit.
they got arrested.
I'm
I'm
doing
really
my
Yeah.
live.
shocked. You got a weapon. Well, each state got a different law on what's considered. I think Florida you can have the taser. New York you can't have
Grammy's
tasers. So
here.
I don't know how it is
Oh,
in
no,
Cali,
there
but
he goes.
Right.
they used the taser. Was there marks?
I don't
What?
know. I don't know.
Well, and
So,
I think here's the deal, and I want to say this, but because you already know there's going to be reactions to what Kelly and I've said, what you've said, what everybody says. And I'm just going to put it out there right now. I don't care because I call it the way I see it. And I have seen it from day one. And I'm going to say this, and some people may disagree because there's people out there that like drama, that like that stuff, that follow and love her and love others like it. But what I'm going to tell you is we need to have a revolution in our industry. We need to stop glorifying putting these people up on pedestals.
yes.
Oh, who cares if she's got 800,000 damn followers? If she's mean as a damn snake and abuses people, is that somebody you really want to like and follow? Because when you follow people, it's usually supposed to people that you admire, that you maybe want to be like, or you want to know what they do because what they're doing so cool. But
But
this
see, that's
day
the
and age,
thing. That's the thing.
you
And
know what I'm
that's
talking
the thing,
about.
Cynthia. Yeah, in the beginning, they put up this facade to hook you in, to make you
Yes.
a fan and make you believe this story and
Yep.
believe that this is the person that they are, but it's all an act because they know they got you.
Yes.
Yes, they do.
So no
And so
matter what
I
they
hope.
do,
Go ahead, Kelly.
no matter what they do, it's no fault. They don't see no fault. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it.
Nope.
From the time she's trashed the car, I was like,
Yes.
what are we
Yes.
watching here?
From the time that she smashed the cake in his face in Nigeria.
Yes. Yes. In front of people.
Yes.
Yes. That's
I
why
And then
I didn't
TLC just
like
lets it
her.
go on, or Sharp. We should say Sharp just
Yeah.
lets it go on season after season. TLC is like, sure, we'll take it season after season.
And what they don't realize is they are paying these people to abuse the people that are in their circle. They don't see that. And the people are being hurt by this.
Mm-hmm.
And we can laugh because there's a lot of people that hate on Liz. I ain't going to lie about that. And Liz reached out to me. She actually, I think I told you about that, Mary, that she actually thought I had said something about her in a comment that wasn't nice. And she went off on me, and I thought I ended up I didn't react right away. I sat with it and I said, let me figure out where this is coming from. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I know where this is coming from. This is coming from her reading the comments. This is coming from her knowing that she made a stupid mistake being with Ed, but at the same time she chose it. So she can't really defend herself too much, but she knew what she was doing. But at the same time, she got hooked. She got hooked by Ed. We all watched it. I was a big fan of Ed. When we first saw him in the original day one, nobody knew Ed. I was such a fan. He had me, Mary. He had me hard.
Really? Really?
Yes. When he was out there bathing in that bucket,
Mm-hmm.
and then that rat thing.
And the rat, yes.
That rat, deformed, mutated rat
yes.
was over. I actually I had something for him, and I thought, this guy, he's obviously overcoming a lot in his life, and in more ways than one. His mother was lovely. The little dog Teddy, my heart, I loved it. I did. But here's the deal, people. I watched Ed and I watched what he was doing. And I realized there's something about Ed that not everybody, and including myself, saw right away.
Right.
And these people are out there and they're in droves and they will hurt you. You have to watch the red flags. And if not TLC, but if, Sharp or whoever keeps doing these people and giving them a platform, people, the general public, are going to start believing this is normal. And then, just like Michael, and they're going to think that, oh, well, it's okay if people do this to me because this is normal.
Right.
There's no consequences for her. She's hurting somebody for years now.
Angela has been doing this for years.
Years.
Not only to Michael, to his friends. You guys remember when she went to Nigeria and she had to sit down with his friends? She called them the goofballs.
Yeah.
And she poured a drink over one of their heads.
I pillow talked that.
Flipped the table. I mean, come on. These are men that are friends with your, at the time, husband-to-be, right? Mm-hmm. And this is how you come in to meet them. And I actually got to interview 2 out of 3 of the goofballs way back 2 years ago when I used to have a co-host. And I just want to show a little bit of what they said, their first impressions when they met Angela. This was back in 2021. Okay. So let me share this.
I actually like the goofballs.
Yes, I love the goofballs.
I did too. They made me laugh.
Brianna and interviewed them. And they're very nice guys, And Brianna asked them, what was your first impression of Angela? Okay.
Really shocked when you guys went to dinner with them. What was your first impression?
You go on. Okay, as for me, my first impression was, Peter and Ade have met Angela before me. So they told me some certain things about her, like she, she's a dominant woman, and it did not even take me up to like 15 minutes to quickly realize the kind of person she is. After when she added the drink, And I was actually open to meet someone that we can really talk, that we share about America to us, tell us about things, our friends' wives to be at that time. But, it's something else that came out of the whole situation. So since then, I've had this thinking about her, like, why is she like that? So that was my first impression about her. I was thinking I was trying to meet somebody that, I don't know how I was going to meet a different kind of person entirely. So I don't know how to put it. So
like he was expecting one thing, maybe this American woman could share stories and we could learn about America. No, instead they got Angela.
Bless their hearts.
Coming in there like a bat out of hell.
Jeez. Right. Bull in a china shop.
This is a tough one.
Yeah. Kelly's like, this is a lot. This is a lot. Yeah.
It's a lot. And then JoJo, whatever happened to JoJo?
Oh, forget it. I mean, JoJo couldn't deal with the toxic anymore.
Stop.
And allegedly, she put hands on JoJo too. Allegedly.
Wow.
We see the history on TV.
Yeah.
We hear about it off screen. We actually seen her beat up a friend, a former friend. I don't know. I can't keep track anymore. There's video.
Yeah.
I saw the son put it all out there, right? It was the son that, right? The son put it out there, right? So how much more? And now they're going to be on Happily Ever After. Last night they were on 90 Day Diaries. Their episode of 90 Day Diaries was on last night, which made me a little sus on this timing too.
Yep.
Like all of this makes me a little suspect, but I'm just glad, Michael
He's alive.
is alive.
Yeah. I was really concerned.
That he didn't get kidnapped or something,
I know.
or hurt, or,
People were like, look in Angela's backyard. And I'm like, oh my God.
I know.
And then my true crime mind's like, well, she was the last one to see him. So what happened before that? How old's the grandkid?
Right? I'm like, oh my God.
I
And
was
she
trying to
said,
figure out where he was. In my mind, I'm thinking he's still hiking on the street because they don't got sidewalks. So where he going?
he's trying to hitchhike. Kelly's picturing him trying to hitchhike on the
Some
side of the
pickup
road.
trucks or keeping them down, speaking his broken English. They looking at him speaking country. Nothing is going right. I'm worried.
We were very concerned. We were really, really worried.
Yeah, like I said in the
That's the
beginning,
thing I was scared about.
because I didn't know. I saw the live. I was like, "Who's this guy that's talking? That want to be a news reporter, whatever." Just and then she's in the back. I felt her pain. I got worried. I really because I'm
Right,
like, look,
because
I
the
was
way
down
she
here,
was
man.
going on and on, it's like we really thought possibly something
I did.
happened to him.
Yeah. Yeah, there were moments that I
Yes.
actually was like, damn,
Oh my
what if
God,
somebody really did bust through the door and just take him because he's a celebrity and they knew, and it's out, it's Hazelhurst. And I'm like, maybe, there's small town cops. I don't know. And, maybe they know the ins and outs and no, Michael doesn't. And because I'm thinking, why the hell would this man leave his passport? And
I was gonna say that too.
Yes.
What is he doing?
Right, exactly. It's like, what the hell?
That didn't add up for me. I'm like, he's not going to do that. I can't even walk without a cell phone.
I can't even say. Well, he took out the phone, the burner phone, right? You think he ordered Uber on the burner phone? Like, what?
Yeah,
did he
problem.
do?
Oh, maybe I didn't think of that.
Do they got Uber in Hazelnut? What? Because certain
I don't know.
areas
Do they? You guys know Georgia better than me. I never been to Georgia.
Listen, I'm still recovering. Where I was at, they had Uber. Where I was at, they had Uber. I made sure, but I don't know.
No, when Kelly came out here, because where he was living is a little bit more metropolitan. It's like a small town, small city.
Right.
It's like a mini version. Right. And so he could walk to a place if he needed to, or there was stuff to do. Out where I am in Ball Ground, there's nothing. I mean, it's
country.
It's country. I mean, we're North Georgia mountains.
The movies, that's what I expect all of Georgia to look like. The movies. That's what the hills, and you see the farmland and the grass, and that's where Cynthia's at.
That's where I'm at. I'm in North Georgia. So it's not city. And so, for somebody to come out here, especially if you've lived in New York your whole life, and this man braved it. He drove, and it's an hour from where he lives in Smyrna out here. He would drive all the way out here. And I'll never forget the first time he got out of the car, and he looked like, thank God I made it and I found you. Literally. Yep. And we just laughed. But they
were all laughing at me.
They were all
laughing at me.
Yeah, granted,
because I wasn't familiar with Georgia, so just to go see Cynthia,
Yeah.
It was a trek for Kelly. It was an ordeal. It was
an ordeal.
I don't know where the hell I'm at.
He didn't. I don't. I mean, there's a lot of people, and where I live is rural. So like, you make one left, in my yard, you don't see our mailbox that easy. I just said there's a big red barn, and so that helped. But you don't know, and so it's different. It's not like New York at all. So, or even close. And so, and he trekked out here at least once or twice a month before he went back up to New York. So
yeah.
And he
I was
he
upset
really
too. I said,
know
damn,
anymore.
I should have been coming out here more often.
I know. I tried. We tried. And then him and Drew get along. It wasn't really until when we went on that Savannah trip was the very first time that Kelly and I, we all just
we had a good time.
We had a blast.
Yeah.
Drew and Kelly, they had a bromance. Like
Oh.
we were,
Yeah.
yes, Lord. We drank some beers and had a good time.
And had a good old time, right?
We had been, yeah, we were doing, I had been ghost hunting a couple of nights before because we're staying at supposedly a haunted hotel. So we were trying to get the ghosts to come out. And so we were having just the best time. And yeah, Kelly and Drew, they were two peas in a pod. And Kelly's like over there just telling him they had their arms around each other just talking. And it was funny. It was good to see.
We
And
started off with the college football, watching the game, and that was it. We talked to all the bartenders, the people working there. We even remember the couple from England. They came, they started talking to us.
English couple. Yes.
Yeah, they started talking to us. They're looking at us.
The old people
sit there and them looking at us like, what the hell? We just started talking to everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
So
everybody.
I have the ultimate question for you guys. Do you think Angela and Michael will get back together after all this shit?
Okay, so here's my opinion, and I'll let Kelly go next. I think they're going to end up doing it for Happily Ever After somehow, some way. This is going to pull itself back together in order for them to use them through Happily Ever After, because my guess is they've already filmed it or started to film it at least. So they've got money.
But what I understand, they filmed it and the tell-all's already filmed.
Oh, well, then I don't think that okay, if she does come back, if her and Michael come back,
I don't think just her and Michael.
Every person watching this right now to really examine yourself, because if you watch this stuff and are okay with it, knowing what you know, then you really have to take a look at your life, because I can't do it. I can't watch that. I don't want to see somebody being hurt. I don't want to see Liz's eyes ever again like that.
Right.
Ever. I don't want to see that expression on anybody's faces. I don't enjoy that. I enjoy true crime. Hey, or, fun stuff, or like comedies. I mean, I really don't even watch TV much anymore because I can't watch the news. I just sends me to. So I really don't watch a lot of TV. I've started, I sew a lot. I've started listening to healing music and tones and stuff because it really kind of calms me and I can zone out. But or I listen to Joyce Myers. I'm a big fan of Joyce Myers. I love a woman that can chain smoke cigarettes, wear Daisy Dukes, and then preach for the Lord. I love that. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah. So that's funny. So I try to listen to motivational things because we've got so much negativity in our world right now, and not just on TV. It's not just the news. It's everywhere we go. And people are fighting each other. Everybody's angry. And I want to see us come together. Like, I want to see some love. I want to see people hugging and helping
positivity
each other,
and not dragging each other down,
just beating each other up.
I know.
Shout out to Darcy and Stacy. I'm not a fan of them. Okay, never have been. Do you girls? That's on you. Doesn't mean I don't like you or think bad of you. I don't agree with you. I understand, but I understand where you're coming from a place of insecurity. And now you're on this TV, which only made it worse. And then now you've destroyed your face, thinking that that's something you wanted, when all in fact, you never really wanted it. You did it because you needed to stay relevant on TV. And you tried to keep up, and people do it. Hell, I did it. I got an ass.
There you go.
I did it.
Oh, Kelly, your dog wants attention.
I chased it, Mary. I chased it. I chased it.
I mean, I watched Darcy and Stacy. They look like they have fun. I don't know about their husbands, but they look like they having fun. And, they're always
That's the truth.
I give them girls credit, man. They be doing their thing. They be confident.
Yep.
The filter thing they need to tone down a little, but you know they wear some nice outfits.
Yeah.
And the
You gotta
fellas, they're
love the
just there.
shoes. I mean, Darcy and Stacy with the shoes. I mean,
I mean,
they're always
listen,
like 5-inch heels. I mean,
I'm not saying, and like I said, I don't know them personally, but
right.
I do know that their two girls seem very well raised and beautiful girls.
Yes,
Like, I
yes,
mean, and that, I'm sorry, is definitely a characteristic or something of the mother. So the way you're raised.
Yes.
So if, people give Darcy a really hard time about you shouldn't let your daughter, I hope she's not going to do what you did to your face. I mean, I did stuff to my face, but Darcy is obviously not affecting them in that way because they don't look overdone to me.
No,
I mean,
they don't
they're
look overdone to
teens.
me. Mm-hmm.
I think they look very natural. I think one of the girls doesn't even wear makeup hardly,
Yeah,
that
I
I've
know.
noticed.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was such a horrible mother and such a bad role model. I'm like, it would show up in your kids somehow, some way. It would show up, and I don't see it. So, and I think, like Kelly said, they do have so much fun. And at the end of the day, if they're having fun and that's what they want to do, they're the only ones that have to deal with their face.
Exactly.
Nobody else
That
does.
nobody's affected by them but them.
But them. And if you feel that bad, pray for them.
Yeah,
Don't follow them. Don't,
exactly.
but
I,
don't
I
get
would
on
I
there
would
and beat them
I
down.
would have slip a note to the fellas. Are you okay?
Yeah, I
Are
know,
you
right?
having
To
fun?
Florian and Georgie.
Oh my
Blink twice if
God.
you need help.
Florian, wasn't this last one that they did the video or the
Florian
something where
dipped.
they went
Florian
to
was
the
missing.
restaurant?
Yeah, Florian was missing.
Florian was
Yes.
missing. Georgie
But
looked like he was being
go
captive.
find
He had
him.
his head can't even look
Yes.
straight. Look like
And then
it was fun.
when they did film him and they go into the restaurant, they said, she goes, Florian, where's our table? And Florian just literally looks straight at the camera, does not smile, does not answer, walks around it and goes off. And I'm like, and then she turns to Georgie, and she says, Georgie, can you come find our table? The other one says, Florian wants to be filmed right now or something. And I'm like,
They
Florian
support
ain't
each other.
looking good.
They
Yeah, he
support
was
each
not good.
other. The fellas, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. But I can get with the crazy because I'm crazy. I'm loud. I'm fun. I'm outspoken. So, I get that part of it. I guess for me, it's just like, you can have an opinion, but you don't have to be hateful and mean. You don't.
Yes. Yes.
I see a lot of stuff I don't agree with. I don't comment. I keep it to myself, But if I'm asked, I don't lie. I mean, I tell people my honest opinion,
Right.
but I do try to see
I'm
the
just gonna
good.
call it for what it is. I'm like, come on now. If you're fake, I'm gonna call it out. I'm like, come on.
Holly's like, that's
And
it.
I
I'm
don't
calling
comment
it
that
out.
much, but that's another thing. Like, I learned a lot. All these people got married like multiple times. I'm thinking this is their first marriage. Y'all blew up Natalie. She
Natalie,
been married like 3 times. She never been married before. Same thing
You
with
learn
the
more on Mary Pants's page than you do on TV, right?
yes,
yes.
like
And same thing
I
with
had
the
not a clue.
Darcy twins. I didn't know that times too. I'm like, everybody act like they never been married. I'm
Yes.
confused.
For the
They
show.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. That's the only thing I don't like. Don't perpetrate. Don't act fake. Just be you,
Be
man.
yourself. Be
Exactly.
yourself.
Be
And the funny thing
yourself.
is, they didn't think that this would not pop up. They don't think that people will search old photos and look you up.
I mean, they did you. They found
Oh, they
stuff
destroyed
about
me.
you.
They destroyed. I learned stuff more about myself through the internet. I didn't even know.
You had a kid we didn't know about.
Yeah, I know all this stuff.
got me questioning myself, calculating, and I asked. I'm like, I know it's been a long time, and I don't know, no disrespect. I know you married and all, and with
But
kids.
I just have to double check.
Is that my kid?
Awkward,
Very
awkward.
awkward.
Oh my God, too
But you
funny.
had to, because then we were seeing the picture, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's got Kelly's nose. That looks like Kelly. Oh, I think she looks just like Kelly." And Kelly probably did think if he was hearing the same thing I was, that there was a possibility.
Right.
Like, and there was no possibility. That's the funny part. But I was convinced. I'm like, damn.
They fuck with your head so much they convinced you there was a possibility.
Convinced.
Oh my God.
I was like, he probably has this double life nobody knows about. I said, you had him checked out, like, because
And that was another thing. All the rumors about I cheated and I'm using, and I'm like, they was describing me like I just got into America. I'm confused.
Right? I'm like, oh, this is a grown ass man from New York, right? Because
Oh
he
They was
might be a
describing
little
like I just
scared
came off the boat.
on some directions in the South, but he's got it together every other way.
And there's something called retirement, right, Kelly?
Don't get me started. Don't get everybody said I quit, I got fired, and I'm like, everything's public, right? Everything's public. You can look it up.
Yes, you
There's
can.
nothing sacred. New York City put everything on. You
Oh,
can
yes,
look it
they
up.
do. There is nothing
they do.
sacred in New York City.
Yeah.
Just like how y'all type of stories and looking up at me being abusive and all this type of look up the fact.
Yeah.
And then they really described me like I just made it on Ellis Island, stamped my way in, and didn't know what was going on. And I was getting allowance, and I didn't move off a
You were
couch.
the babysitter. The babysitter.
You were the
I was living
babysitter,
with people.
the pool boy,
Yeah.
the stock
Then,
boy.
you can't mow the lawn. I did do the lawn. I was
He
struggling
did.
because nothing worked. I went to the neighbor to get
Yeah.
equipment.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, you did.
It's
You used to bring
I got
lunch
people
at least twice a week, and you didn't just bring it for one person. You brought it for the entire store
all the time.
At least twice a week. At least.
All the time.
You were the
And it was
dog
never good
groomer.
enough. It was never good enough. So it was never good enough.
Yeah, but you came, my point is you came down here, you made the best of it, you tried to get and do what you needed to do, and you tried to really be smart about it. Unlike other people. Now, Michael probably was smart because he had a burner phone.
Yes.
So maybe
he was smart enough to get a burner phone and a getaway car.
To have a
network.
Still don't know. To
Don't
have
know.
a network, because I believe, he had people that he was talking to that helped him out. I mean, we heard from the messages. We heard from the messages that Angela left for his friend. I mean, she was flipping out, basically saying, Michael's slow and you open up his eyes.
Yeah.
Type shit. So
we
know that Michael must have been speaking to people and people telling him, listen, this is not right. She's abusing you. You need to get the fuck out of there.
Or maybe you don't know, like financial stuff, finances in the bag. Hey, Michael, you're doing this, you're doing that. Have you got paid for this? Because he's been doing it for a while. Right. So Michael's like, all right, I'm here. What are we doing? Where's my split? Where my cut? And
it
started waking up.
It didn't come. That's what I think. And then when he realized, I guarantee you their fight was over money. I bet it was, because there was a comment made that all he had was $40 in his pocket.
Yes. And apparently she took control. She took control of the bank account that he had here.
Yeah.
Didn't let him have the debit card.
Yeah. I mean, but she said he never had a bank account and he never had any money. She said that herself. So clearly he did it. Whatever, and I mean, that is typically how it had to work. Kelly has his own money, but from what I remember in the relationship, they are responsible for that person. It's and you have getting on 90 Day is not the easiest thing. It costs money. You have to, I mean, to do the process, it's expensive and it's a lot of paperwork, a lot. And people don't realize, how much you have to go through just to get somebody here. And then you actually have to sign off for 10 years that you'll be responsible for that person.
Right.
So if they don't get a job and they can't make it and they don't go back to their country, you got to pay for them.
Yeah.
And that is a huge responsibility. And I don't think a lot of these people realize that. And it scared me.
Didn't Kalani had to go through that with in her segment? Because I remember they mentioned something about that she was responsible for Swallow and all this and that.
Yes.
So
yes. For 10 years from the time they get here, they have 10 years that they are responsible for them.
Yes.
Wow.
And I don't think you can just change it. So
I know.
But
like I said, people, y'all might not agree with me. They might not. I was concerned in the beginning. But now that I know the real deal, yes, I'm upset because it didn't have to go there.
It didn't.
No,
and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It has to be. You have to be embarrassed or feel some kind of way about that. But if you don't, then I mean, we got issues, but for you. But if you may never admit it, but nobody wants to be in a bad light and looked at horribly by others. Nobody does. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll build.
Even Angela Deem, who looks horrible all the time.
I mean,
wants a safe face,
There's different. Yeah, exactly. Your ego has outgrown your humanity.
Yes.
So,
and I think that's what's happening here.
I do too. And
that whole 90 Day universe.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Their egos outweigh their humanity. And I think, that's probably a problem with our world. Yeah. So, so we got into some deep talk today.
Yes, we did, didn't we?
It was fun.
All into it about Angela and Michael. And if you guys came in and you didn't start watching from the beginning, we had some messages from Angela flipping out. You don't mess with this American. You don't mess with this American, right, Kelly? She knows
she went through the whole line. She went through the whole Georgia line. I ain't this and I ain't that. And you mess with the wrong American.
I know congressmen. My IQ is 157.
Yo.
Don't mess with this American.
Well, I'm going to say this. She didn't bring up Trump this time.
Yeah, she didn't bring up Trump this time.
No.
She just brought up congressmen.
All the congressmen.
All the congressmen. all of Congress. She knows all of Congress, and she's going to get Michael sent back. So
that was all hurt. She was hurt.
Yeah.
She was hurting.
She all hurt.
That was Angela Rage. That was Angela Rage.
She was hurt.
Yeah.
So anyway. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks for having us. It's good to see you,
this
Kelly.
Was fun.
Says, hey.
Yeah. Like I said, people, I only come when it's real stuff,
And this was a real situation. I mean, we had to talk about this.
I don't really think people know how serious this is. Like,
no, they don't.
Going through the whole steps of notifying, because it just don't start with one cop. It goes through different units to the missing person unit. You got the detective. I don't know how they do it down here, but in New York, the beat cop takes the report. They notify the detective. The detective gets there working for a couple of cases, couple days, because everything's time. It's just like everything is time. You got to find this person. Make sure they're all right. You got to notify everybody.
Hours.
Yeah, exactly. It's a countdown.
Yeah.
And then if you get out missing unit, and the missing unit do a little bit more background check and more follow up, because you got other cases going on, that goes straight to them, and that lead detective that started got to jump onto another missing case. Live, it's called live. Anything that come off live at 911, you got to go in that, and it pop. You just can't. You can't do that. And then Honestly, what she said, I'm just going off of what she said. Four phone calls at one particular location, that is a chronic alarm. That's constant. They're going to look a problematic area.
Yes,
Yeah.
four
They're going to
wellness
look at
checks
it.
from one place in a week. Yeah,
It's going to come over the 911 system. The 911 operator going to know. Everybody's going to know. They're going to be like, "Oh God, what's going on now?" You know.
You
And then when
know.
they don't go the right route, then they're going to be like, "Oh, these cops is not doing their job because you keep calling 911 off of full stuff."
right.
Yeah. You're right. Now, I mean, our police officers are very few and far between these days. I know here in Georgia as well, and not out where I live, but in the city and our more populated areas. And it's, that's not something you joke about, and
No.
or that you use for a PR stunt. And I really hope that she didn't do that for this, and I hope that we're all wrong about that. But I do hope that they get some help and that Michael does get away, because Michael needs to do what's good for Michael.
Yes, he
And
does.
and that's what he needs to do. And he doesn't need Angela telling him what he needs to do. And
Same thing with her. She needs to walk away. She needs
she
to walk
does.
away.
They need to stop. They just
She
need to
needs to walk
stop.
away.
Yes.
She's a strong woman. She don't need him.
She got a brand new body,
It's
right,
like,
Kelly?
I know.
huh?
She got a brand new body, right?
Listen, she'll show you it.
Yeah.
It's what it
She'll-
is. She look, she's confident, but
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
both dealing with different types of abuse, and they need to just walk away
Yeah.
from each other.
Yes.
They're
It's not right.
toxic. They're
Yes,
toxic.
it's toxic
Yeah.
and they need to walk
Yeah.
away. And on that note, we're going to close this out. Thank you guys so much for
Thanks,
joining
Mary,
me.
for having us on.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Mary.
See you next